So why is it so hard to buy in Chester County? You write an offer and the sellers end up choosing a different one. It's a common story right now with our current market that we're facing. Chester County, it's in very high demand. It's an area where people want to move in and be closer to either Philadelphia, which is nearby, New Jersey, Delaware, and Maryland. So location is very ideal. There's also a lot of open space, many homes being built in school districts. So those are just a few of the many things why people are either trying to move into Chester County or buying in Chester County. It is, again, no surprise that it is very difficult to buy houses right now. And buyers are easily getting frustrated because, again, their offers are being rejected. I already explained why people are moving into the area, but it is something that we see every single day. And as much as as agents, we wish every offer to get accepted, unfortunately, it's really, really tough. One of the things that makes it really difficult to get offers accepted is the low inventory. Any house that comes on the market that is in really good conditions, it's in a good area, it's priced correctly, it's going to get multiple offers. And it might be a home that a lot of people might question it, saying that maybe it's a little bit overpriced. Maybe it'll come down on price. Yes and no, depending the location and the price. But if it's situated correctly, it's going to sell quickly. A lot of the homes are coming on the market on a Friday, Saturday, even Thursday, and they're usually gone by Monday, again, because of the low inventory. And we're blessed to be in the area where we are, Chester County. It's a really good location, and there's many things that are happening here that attracts a lot of people that want to move into the area. So the low inventory definitely plays a big role. The other is the strong demand. There's a lot of people that want it to be in specific school district, specific area, specific town. So that makes it even harder. Low inventory and specific location, sometimes even specific house, makes things tougher. So anything that comes on the market that could fit maybe an older parents or person trying to move into the area to closer to family members, thinking of a rancher, could easily be sell quicker than we think and more than what was originally listed, just because they're a little more prepared. Other times the same rancher could sit a little bit longer just because it's on a different school district than what everybody else wanted to be in. But the demand's still there. Again, as long as the house is priced correctly, it's in good conditions, demand always dictates how much the property will end up selling for. Multiple offers, we still seeing a lot of them because, again, low inventory and the demand. Those are two main factors where we're seeing prices continue to rise. But I can't emphasize enough that the house has to be listed at the right price. Because even though the house can be in great shape, great location, if it's too high, then it'll sit a little bit longer than it would if it was listed correctly. If it's a home that is catching your eye, that you feel is within your budget, that it's in the area you want, because of the location, being ready will set you apart, but we're still going to see competition. Rarely the houses that sit on the market or do not get at least 2 or 3 offers. About 2 weeks ago or so, I got to see a house get 16 offers on it. And it's in an area very desirable, but we're still seeing that competition existing there because of the low inventory, the demand, but it was listed correctly, meaning that the buyers that came in and got the offer were able to put in the offer they were comfortable with, the terms that they were comfortable, but they were definitely prepared. So making sure that the house is being priced correctly would make the house move on faster, and also on the buyer side, being within your budget or your means or your pre-approval or what you're comfortable at will help you put any offer that you're comfortable at the end of the day. So another question that I tend to get in our current market is when we send an offer, and it could be the cleanest offer, highest prices, everything working out, it's still somebody else gets it. My buyer comes back and asks me, well, why can't we send another offer? Or why can't we try again? Because I want to counter and see if I can match the other offer. Unfortunately, once the offer is signed by the seller is legally committed to the buyer because they have accepted that offer. So it's really heartbreaking and really tough when I had to tell the buyer that we try, there's nothing we can do. The house might come back on the market. Rarely it comes back on the market, but it is something difficult. And sometimes it's something hard on the buyer to understand, well, why can I get another chance to try if I'm willing to go up higher? Which brings the next point. We only get one opportunity for the most part. So setting a good, strong offer, thinking that it's going to be your best one and there's not going to be any regrets, that's what's going to be your best solid offer. Because if it gets accepted, you're going to be happy. But if it gets denied, then you're already comfortable because you set an offer that you're already comfortable. And even if you wish to go higher, you're already at the number that you are comfortable at. So making sure that that's the case, it's something that you want to stick to, and check your numbers, check your pre-approval, check the area that you're buying and the terms that you're going to be comfortable, because we might not get a second chance. When you put in an offer, it's only one chance, and once the seller accepts a different offer, then the seller, again, is committed to that buyer. So having that process way before sending the offer, it will definitely help you. So what wins an offer? Since I have told you many of the reasons why it's really hard. In order to get an offer accepted, you have to have a strong pre-approval. So knowing who's your lender, speaking with them, knowing how quick they can settle, making sure that they have all of your documents will set you apart from the beginning because you already built a relationship with the lender. Realtors, we associate, we recommend, we talk to different lenders, and we tend to give you the best ones that we tend to work with the best. But ultimately, as the buyer, you decide who you want to work with, and you want to know what you're signing, where your money is going. But having that relationship with your lender would definitely help you put an offer because you already know your numbers, how much you need to buy the house, how much is going to be your monthly payment, your interest rate, any cost or any expense that's going to be in your loan estimate. You either already talked about it, so there's no surprises, and you're already comfortable, and it's easier to put an offer. The other thing is if the lender is local, they know the area. Sometimes putting the offer, the other agents, if they recognize them, will set you apart even more because they know that this lender is somebody that they know they have worked in the past. Even the team that they use, appraisals, could be locally, is going to help you get your offer a little bit higher. So it matters who you work with. The other is making a decision fast. Sometimes looking at the house, you wish to take a night, a couple hours, or 2 days, or even go back and look at the property. That's great. In Chester County, sometimes that's really difficult because, again, low inventory, houses go by quick. So being prepared when you're looking at the house would help you find out like what are you going to be looking for. Rooms, floors, layout, neighbors, yard, systems. All of that information can be gathered before, so that way when you're looking at the house, you already know your numbers beforehand, hopefully. Then the other, as you're walking through it, maybe by the end of your showing, you already know, yeah, let's put an offer and let's do this, and that. But being prepared, knowing what you're looking for will help you make a decision. If there's somebody else that helps you decide, your partner, your friend, your parents, have that conversation way before, so that way all the questions can be answered at the showing, and it makes things easier, and you're not waiting till the last minute. The other, the terms, making sure you have clean terms. Clean terms can be many things, either minimal inspections, maybe doing appraisal gaps, maybe even doing paying transfer tax for the seller if it's a house that you really love. There's many things that can come into play when doing the offer, but you want to be as clean as possible, which is kind of weird. But I guess the other way to explain it, know what risks you're willing to take and what risk you're not willing to take. So that way, when putting the offer, you already know, hey, I want to make sure that the well is working, so that's something I'm not going to give up. And I'll be willing to not do inspections on the rest. But those two systems, yes, that's already known beforehand. You find the location, the houses, and the area that you like, the school district you like. Said, I've been waiting for this house, no inspections, maybe an appraisal gap. Go all in, have conversations with the agent, your agent, well, obviously me, and understanding what will end up accepting your offer a little bit better will make you stand out. The other is us as agent or your agent calling the other agent, finding out what is the seller looking for. Sometimes they want a rent back. Sometimes they want to close in 60 days. Sometimes they want to close in 2 weeks. Knowing those things, again, will help you and will set you apart. And lastly, making a decision strategically and not emotional. Sometimes as a buyer, you're thinking, oh, well, this house is more money. Why should I be waiving this? Why should I be paying this when I could go at this place and get this? It's so much better. You're already thinking emotional and already strategically there at the same time. You don't like the price that you're going to put on this house, but you already saw something that you do like. Moving on to the other one might be a good fit, but it might not be on the location that you like. So maybe considering this one, but try to remove the emotion part, because otherwise you're just going to end up confusing yourself, and that's not something that you really want. Even with the current situation that we're looking at, Chester County, a lot of buyers are still able to buy the house because we're still getting them under contract. Houses are still being sold. You just want to be prepared and making sure that you know what you're willing to do in an offer and for a seller, and what you're not willing to do. Hopefully this has given you a little bit of insight on our market, and hopefully you'll come back and I can continue giving you some more advice.